Welcome back to Dubster Dive, series where we take a look at something's English dub and let you know how it all is. And we're here with Spice and Wolf. I really like
Really?
I really like this series. Not the remake, well, we're taking a look back at the original Spice and Wolf anime, or as I've been calling it this past week or so, Spice Dog.
What's the difference?
Oh, you haven't seen Spice Wolf yet? You should watch it. It's really good. I've heard so far the remake's solid too. I don't know though.
That was the part where you're supposed to howl, but I don't think you want to do that at 10 p.m.
Uh, oh, okay, that was the sound of everyone wanting to punch me. Anyway, so let's get at this. Spice and Wolf was a light novel series written by Isuna Hasekura and illustrated by Ayakura, who also worked on something called Last Bullet. For some reason, when I hear that, I just imagine that being the name of an Alec Baldwin documentary.
You've been
Anyway,
saving that one, haven't you?
you can't prove that. Anyway, it began in 2006, has a sequel spin-off and everything. But our topic of today, stated, is the original anime by Imagine Studios, who've worked on things like A Foreign Love Affair and Moonlight Lady. This would air back in 2008. It ran for 2 seasons and 26 episodes and stuff. Now, the plot. We're in Middle Ages Europe, as we follow a traveling merchant named Kraft Lawrence, who dreams of opening his own shop someday. Well, when traveling through the village of Pazlo, just so happens to be during their harvest festival. See him on traveling through and everything. He's leaving the festival. He notices that someone is in his wagon. It turns out that this is Holo the Wise Wolf.
And they're naked. What? I mean, what?
Yeah, Tolo's the harvest god that Pazlo pays respect to. Though she's taking the form of an extremely sexy human, except with dog ears and a tail. Anyway,
Even better, he said.
she wishes to return to her home, a faraway land in the north called Yoitz. Lawrence ends up agreeing to take her, as we basically follow their journey from town to town, as Lawrence is trying to maintain and even, improve his merchanting career, and Holo helps him out, advising him. Again, she is the wise wolf after all. Also, he has to keep Holo's whole thing about being a former god, or, well, not a former god, you know what I mean? The incarnation of a god, secret, because this is during the time period where there's the rise of the church and all that stuff. So, she would probably be put to death if discovered.
Oh well, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, it's the basic premise of it. And we'll circle back around in a bit to explain why the writing of this show and these 2 characters in particular is considered so damn good. But first, animation from Imagination. How's it?
Yes.
I mean, I heard people were saying that during season 2 you could tell the budget definitely took a hit near the end especially.
Well, being what we've been watching recently, no, it did not take a hit.
Enough about your hate boner for Dean, damn it! They're not here! They can't hurt you! Focus on the topic at hand, come on. Dean is dead. Always will be, forever. But anyways, I get it. You're saying animation's fine, right?
Yes, better than whatever that was supposed to be. I think it was a fucking bear.
You're on the wrong show, dude.
I
Dean
know.
can't hurt you. Whatever. While he suffers from his trauma over there, I'm just gonna move on. So, a composer is Yuji Yoshino. He does the music, and the music's actually really good. You probably know him as the guy that composed Suikoden, and also worked on the Dot Hack series. Some of them, at least. My favorite song is, oh god, why are these names? Keija no Suki? It's the song that plays after Holo is discovered and wakes up in the wagon. I really like that song. Plays a lot throughout the anime. But yeah. But I know why you're all here, the English dub itself, which was done by Funimation, who released the first season in December of 2010, and season 2 is a little after that.
Oh, what, did they die again?
Probably. ADR directors this time, there's a bunch of them. But first we have Jamie Markey, who did EPs 1 through 4, Joel McDonald, who did EPs 5 through 8, Justin Nordell, who did EPs 9 through 13, and then in season 2 it was just Joel McDonald. Okay. With scripts for season 1 being Jamie Markey, and for season 2 being John Bergmeyer and Chuck Huber. There's a lot of scripting. It's a lot. And there's a couple of things I noticed with the script. For example, a character saying darn straight, which is the equivalent of damn straight, obviously. I don't know if they said that back in the Middle Ages.
They probably didn't.
Or a moment where Lawrence says, I heard shipments arriving by boat is mainstream now. Do we use the term mainstream back then either?
No.
Well, those are the two major ones I noticed. You notice anything else before we get to the cast?
Not in particular.
Well, anyway. Now for our main man, Lawrence, the traveling merchant. He's voiced by J. Michael Tatum, Sebastian from Black Butler, Ray from Free, Regrator from Genshin, and so on.
Drunk priest from Vinland.
I think his name was Willibat from Vinland.
He will be drunk priest.
Yeah. This is considered one of J. Michael Tatum's best roles, and you will not hear me disagree with that. He would actually say that he had no idea what he was auditioning for, and in the beginning, he actually thought the show was kind of boring because it's like economics in the Middle Ages, and I got to try explaining and expositing how these coins work. Yeah, this doesn't sound very fun. But once the show got really into it, he started really enjoying it. So, can't blame him. The show is really good. Also, they said out of having fun working with Marky, but I don't know. Who the fuck would have fun working with the... Let's move on to more important things. He did really fucking good. Lawrence is a really fun character, who is also extremely flawed because he lets his greed get the better of him several times in making trade deals, and it ends up biting him in the ass. But that's the life of a merchant and all that, right?
Yep, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, and he also grows from it too, where he learns his mistakes and actually develops. So, it's not shitty writing!
A lot of that going around.
Which brings us to the main waifu herself, Holo. I know, I think some places call her Horo, but that's the best yells at ours. I always preferred Holo, though. I think it rolls off the tongue better. Hulu, the wise Anyway.
Which you could watch season 1 of this on, so you don't have to go on that shitty Crunchy app.
Or you could just use the
You're
sites,
welcome.
I guess. But yeah, Holo is played by Brina Plencia, who is CL from Black Butler, Mineta from My Hero Academia, and Natsuki from Summer Wars. And again, one of her best roles here, in my opinion, by far, too. But yeah, her take on Holo makes her very aristocratic and even flirtatious at times. Which I heard is very different than the Japanese version. The Japanese one makes her sound more cute and, I don't know if I want to say moe, but definitely higher pitched. And yeah, Holo's definitely a really fun character. Especially, like, she loves wine, so she gets drunk a lot. Brina has to act that.
He loves drunks.
Hell yeah. Actually, with how much she loves wine and apples, makes me wonder if she slightly inspired Venti from Genshin in some way. Somewhat similar.
Uh-huh.
What? I'm just saying. And they're both... Never mind. Anyway, she also has a really bitchin' filter when in her wolf form. So, yeah.
They don't make filters the way they used to.
Brina's favorite line would actually be, there's a scene where Holo's nearly choking on a potato because she says she's not used to humans having cheeks since wolves don't have those. And she just shouts, "Stupid potato!" Honestly, my favorite line, though, would be after she gets into a little bit of a friendly drunk, I don't know if you'd really call it an argument, but banter with Lawrence. And he just goes, actually, you get drunker fast when you're in your human form. And she just goes, you are an ass. You are an ass. Where? He is there. There is the ass. But before pointing at him.
Or attempting to.
Yeah.
You can't point at people when you're drunk. You can't even walk straight. I mean, what?
Yeah. Honestly, I fucking love the relationship between these two. It's great and really believable too. Oh no, you could tell that they truly are, really close as they're growing together and everything. Bruno's favorite moments would actually be when Holo shows vulnerability because it's extremely rare. So obviously slight spoilers, but like when Holo believes that her home is gone, and it actually really gets to her and kind of breaks her. Breaks me a little bit too, man. Or her fear of loneliness because remember she is an eternal god, so her companions obviously have limited lifespans. Even Lawrence will eventually pass on. He's just a human. It's one of the main themes of this thing. And again, the show handles it expertly, especially with the dub of these two having to play off of each other regularly. If these were shit voice actors, this wouldn't work. But yeah. Also, I really like the exchange between these two. I'm gonna go shove over these two before we move on to the rest of the cast. I'm sorry, these two are fucking great. I don't know if you remember the scene where Lawrence is traumatized by wolves because he was
Yeah.
attacked by them when traveling once. And Holo even
Yep.
states dogs have spent more time with humans, whereas wolves have been stuck in the forest. They only know how to be hunted, so thus that is why they attack. Again, puts things in different perspective, etc.
Yeah, you just gotta domesticate them, and then they'll just be called dogs.
Or, in
Wait,
Holo's
what?
case, waifus. Well,
Sure.
I also like the moment when Holo ends up conning a merchant, voiced by Chris Harris. Y'all know the Frieza from DBZ Kai and all that. Uh, she cons him into buying furs by basically having one of them. What is it? She like had apples on them or something, so they had the apple smell. She's like, "Do you smell
Yes.
how fresh these furs are? They can withstand anything." And he's like, "You're right. I will pay an exorbitant amount for this, etc." So she tricks the guy, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it was only that one fur. He just bought all of these at that huge price." And it's like, "You lied to him." It also says, "If you're only angry when you get tricked, then you'll never grow." A professional would learn from this, shouting, "Maybe I could use that trick in the future." Fucking great, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just love these two. These two characters are awesome.
And it was just a coincidence because the apples happened to be in the wagon.
Yeah.
Do you just hate it when you get so many apples that seeing them just makes you want to die inside?
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess it's time to move on to our other characters. So the first one we should mention is Chloe, or Kuro in Weebinews, who is an anime-only character. Fucking filler! Are you mad? So we have our novel counterpart, if anyone's curious, is some dude named Yare. But
Yeah.
anyway, uh,
That voice sure as hell sounds filler.
yeah. So she's a merchant who learned from Lawrence, and she has an unacquainted love interest in him but she's also from this town of Paslow. She's played by Jamie Markey, Amanda from Bloss Rider, and Panty from Panty and Stocking Garter Belt. And yeah, during the festival, she pretends to be Holo, so we get to hear her do a wolf howl. I feel like my ears were raped after that scene.
Yeah. You see, some people improve over time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think she sounds like shit here, guys. I'm not even gonna pretend.
Well, some people are stuck in a void and are always mediocre.
But
This
yeah,
is the latter.
Chloe's whole thing is, again, she takes part in running I guess you'd call it a currency scandal, where basically the plan was to have people tell lesser merchants, oh, the coin value is being changed, blah, 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 which would really, so the merchants would invest and by the end of it be fucked over. But it ends up leading to her wanting to get rid of Holo because she wants the town to advance past the festival, etc., and move towards the future. So, again, I don't mind Chloe's inclusion, I guess. I know it was filler. I don't think she's in the remake either. Or if she is, it's a very tiny cameo. The remake seems to be being more faithful.
Fuck.
Yeah, we don't have to hear Monkey anymore. Yes! But overall, it's alright. And it helps Lawrence as a character. He gets someone else to play off of during the first major arc. So.
Unfortunately, someone lesser than Andrew Ruthvan.
I haven't brought that name up in ages on these, man. Holy shit.
We just have to...
Yeah, I know. I got you.
Show the boundless mediocrity. That is Mark.
Well, moving on from that, though, we've got one of their other friends that they meet, a shepherd named Nora. So her whole thing is that she works for the church, but because she's able to go through extremely dangerous routes, and not end up unscathed and everything, because she's extremely good at her job, the church thinks that, oh, she might be evil, blah, blah, blah. So they constantly order her to do crazy shit in order to prove it. They're kind of dicks.
Also ignore and ostrich her.
Mm-hmm. So.
People are probably going to ask for an explanation on what I just...
he means ostracize. We've always called it ostrich. Don't ask. But yeah, she's played by... she's very cutesy. I waifued her too. What? Anyway, she's played by Leia Clark, who's Ruby from Rosario Vampire, and Kobayashi from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Oh god, it's a Color Ranger.
Yeah, the red one from Level E. But yeah, Lawrence and Holo end up hiring her to go between towns. And yeah, Holo obviously does not like her. Again, she's a shepherd, which... Naturally, wolves and shepherds wouldn't really mix very well, would they? Also, she may or may not be a little jealous that Lawrence and Nora are hitting it off so well.
She lost.
Yeah, she's not jealous at all. What are you talking about?
Yeah, why would she be jealous of Hugh-Man?
Yeah. Please, that is utterly preposterous. I'm pretty sure she said something along those lines, actually. Leah Clark actually really liked playing Nora, too. Saying that she hoped she'd be around more. But... what can you do?
Oh, well, you win some, you lose some.
But yeah. After that, we've got another character I really like, Mark, who's a shop owner in one of the towns they visit. He's a friend of Lawrence's. Voiced by Anne Sinclair, who's Zap from Blood Blockade Battlefront. I missed that show, kind of. And Whis from Dragon Ball.
That's just random.
Hey, yeah, Whis from the Dragon Ball franchise. But yeah, he's a very fun dude. You actually learn a lot about his... wife and family and everything, even if she's not there. But for one scene, yeah, there was actually a really good moment where Lawrence asks him for help. He's like, well, I want to try crashing this market, so could you spread this rumor for me? And he turns down Lawrence saying, like, look, dude, if I spread a false rumor, it would actually ruin my shop's reputation and credibility. Remember, I'm a town merchant, not a traveling merchant. For you, it wouldn't really affect you. You just move on to the next town. But for me, my business would be fucked. I don't know. I just really like that. Again,
just make a new business. It's easy.
Yeah, so. But you can tell he really does mean well. He's a good dude. He also has an assistant named Lunt, who's voiced by Maxie Whitehead, who's Corona from Soul Eater, and Alphonse from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. She also does good work. I don't know. Just a Shota that likes working for Mark. See, we got Marky on the cast list and a character named Mark. It's fucking confusing.
What a story, Mark.
Exactly. But of course, we're not done. We also have other characters like Marty, who's a young merchant who wants to marry Holo because, yeah, Lawrence and Holo make up this story when they're traveling together about how Holo is a nun that he ended up freeing and paying for. So Lawrence is like, oh, well, I will pay off her debt and get her from you. Because chivalry or some shit.
He's having none of that.
Yeah, and he just simps for her. He finds her beautiful. I don't blame him. But yeah, he's played by Ryan Reynolds. Gapta from That Time Ago Incarnated Slime. And female Shiro from Date Alive. I almost said Dead Alive.
Yeah. Dead alive.
Dead or alive. But yeah. Again, everyone is doing really good work in this dub, except Mark. Fuck you, Marky. Get out of here. But she's no exception. And yeah, the duel between him and Lawrence, the bet that they make or whatever, is fun. Again, Lawrence's confrontations with these other merchants kind of feels like a chess game that you're watching. It is fun.
One's playing chess while the other's playing bingo.
Hell yeah.
What'd you think I was going to say checkers?
Yeah. Some of the other characters go over. Deanna, who's a chronicler of tales. That's the one who Lawrence asks about Hola's hometown and all that stuff. She's played by Colleen Clinkenbeard, who's Yuko from Baka and Test, and Jeanne d'Arc from Drifters and Arya the Scarlet Ammo. How do you play the same characters? Okay. Then, no complaints.
It makes sense if you don't think about it.
But yeah. She just has info on all the towns and legends and shit. She also has a friend named Batos, who's the one who introduces Lawrence to Deanna, voiced by Jonathan Brooks, who's Fred from Black Butler, and I cannot read my own thing. Oh, Aragorn from Fairy Tail. I don't know why. I actually thought his performance was really weak here, I'm going to be honest. I know he's done better shit. Yeah, I'm not saying he hasn't. But here he just sounded off to me. It could have been directing or some shit.
Also, it's alluded to that she might not be human.
Oh, Deanna?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because doesn't she have bird feathers or some shit?
Yeah, she's a bird.
Yeah.
Flock off feather, please.
Yeah, she's a legit bird. Which is why she loves old tales and stories and stuff. But yeah. But hey, if you want another fun antagonist, if you will, or merchant for Lawrence to play off of, we have Florbal, but I can't even pronounce that. They barely say it anyways. Or Ave, as she likes to be known as. A merchant who pretends to be a dude because she believes that male merchants are taken more seriously than female ones. But yeah,
with the time period, she's not wrong.
Yep. And yeah, she's played by Stephanie Young, Toa from the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games, and Robin from One Piece. And yeah, there was this whole thing where she was bought by a dude who ended up making a really bad deal and going bankrupt. So this dude killed himself, and she just now wants to make more money than he ever did just to prove that she can. So she gets off on the high of making extremely dangerous and reckless deals. And yeah, her confrontation with Lawrence, by the way, in the last episode is very well done, in my opinion. Like the dubbing is great and everything. Also another character in the mix of this a little exchange between Lawrence and her, named Geraldo, who's an inn runner. Very nice old dude, voiced by Jerry Russell, who's Sumida from Birdie the Mighty, how's that for a random anime, and Foy from The Gray Man.
It really is, though.
And yeah. Hey, this is work. Now, these last ones, just going to quickly breeze through them because we could be here all day. We have Lawrence's mentor friend who works at Mylon Trading, Jacob Tarantino. What a last name. Played by Charlie Campbell, who's Wakaba from Fairy Tail. Yeah, he's fine. It's fine work. He calls Lawrence his son, but he calls everyone's son who's younger than him. He's one of those old dudes. Yes. Then we have Grand Tarantino. That's what we call him now in Miche. But yeah, then we have Weiss. Like Weiss from Ruby, I guess so pronounced. They called him White at one point with a T. I no idea why. But anyways, he's a playboy who thinks Solo is extremely hot. I love how he literally asks this to Lawrence when they first meet. He's like, Lawrence, have you slept with her? And he goes, no, of course not. He goes, Oh, well then, would you mind if I did? My man. Played by Eric Vale, who's Kimblee from FMA and Sunraku from Shangri-La Frontier. So, he's just typecasted here. Plays a lot of these types of characters. I wish this character had more screen time, honestly, man. Because he's only in a few episodes, like, I think 2 or 3.
Yeah.
He's just fun. Yeah,
Well,
speaking of...
that's the problem with characters when you're constantly moving from town to town.
I know, I know.
All your fellow travelers will be recurring for more than a few episodes.
Yeah, speaking of Mylon Trading, though, which I should mention is the trading group Lawrence is a part of. The main head of them is Marlhite, he's basically the type who's willing to help Lawrence as long as it doesn't really hurt his business, which I guess makes sense. Businessman standards.
Give him the business.
And he's played by Chris Sabat. Well, Big Love, Vegeta, and all that stuff. Yeah. And Aime from Fruits Basket, I guess. And then we have Lamero, who's the head of Lamero Trading, a rival, blah, 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 who ends up tricking Lawrence into falling into a greed trap, basically having him fall into debt and nearly end up bankrupt. Yeah, it's not fun. Played by Kent Williams, who's Dr. Giro from DBZ. A lot of DBZ on the brain right now. Can't help it. And again,
for no particular reason.
Yeah. As far as any other standouts, Duncan Brandon is in here, who's fucking Bobbity, which was weird. He plays a character. Brandon Potter. There's a few Mike McFarlanes. Randy Karbowski. You all know. It's so good shit. I also didn't even...
Suspects.
Yeah, I also didn't even bring this up, but there's a moment where Nora's speaking a different language at one point. Also, Mark, or Ian's character, speaking French the first time you see him. I'm genuinely curious. Someone please tell me how that was done in the sub, if they actually did that or not. And I really want to know.
Yeah, because in most modern animes, when they do that in the sub, they have Japanese subtitles on screen.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering if they did that as well over there, because I thought that was a nice touch. Well, yeah, that's basically it for the dub itself. Again, it's really fucking good. It's the show itself is considered a classic for a reason. And yeah, got anything else to add, Di? Did you really like the show? Did you like it? What up?
Yes. And as of recording this, we don't know if Crunchy's going to be stupid and replace everyone in the remake.
Yep. So yeah, this does have a remake done by Studio Passion, the people behind Tirashigo and Sotsu, and we don't know, which it's probably going to be posted by the time this is up, I imagine. So we'll know. But yeah. Hopefully it's a better dub than Higurashi Go or Sotsu. I don't want Holo to be called Horo, alright? Just saying. Sorry. But yeah. Oh, and another thing to mention is the Blu-ray from Funny apparently only dubbed one OVA. Also, the shorts, like Stretching with Holo, aren't dubbed because, again, fuck Funimation. You really couldn't dub those shorts, guys.
Nope.
But yeah, again, this anime is really solid. But if you're wondering, well, why are they remaking it in the first place? Because it does have some issues, primarily one being the skipped content. They actually skipped the entirety of Volume 4 of the light novels. And we already discussed earlier where Chloe was basically a gender-swapped character of an Yare or whatever.
Yeah.
So... And who knows what else was cut. I don't know. I only read a bit of the first one, or listened to the first one on Audible, which is a good segue to say, yes, Michael Tatum and Brina are on Audible reading these. I believe Brina didn't join until the third or fourth book, though. But still, that's cool. If you want to hear these guys read the actual novel to you, there you go. Because there is no question about it. They are the MVPs of this dub. The dub itself, is pretty good across the board. And I think these two are really good. It would suck if they're replaced, man. I'm just saying.
And pretty stupid with how they regularly still show up as reprisals in there.
Exactly. But hey, We could keep going, but I think you all get the point. If you haven't seen this yet, maybe it is worth checking out the original.
You can watch season 1 on Hulu.
You could,
Fight the Crunchy site or app to attempt to watch it.
or use your favorite One Piece site, whichever you prefer. It's all good.
Yeah, make sure to use a site that's Tony approved.
What?
I'll give you a second.
Oh, I think I get it. Well, anyways, what if some of you all thought of Spice It Wolf? If you like it, I don't know, if you're enjoying the remake, but yeah, I still think the original is worth watching. At least for the dub alone. The dub is outside of a couple of people. Really fucking good. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. And if you're a Holo fan, then let us know, because Holo's best girl, right, Di?
Right.
You don't have taste, man. I'm just saying. There's a lot of doggy style jokes anyone can make here.
Yeah, I think it's about time to end it.
Hey, I'm just saying, all right? I agree with the sentiment. Lawrence and Holo is probably one of the best written ships in anime. I stick by that. I will die on that hill, and you are not convincing me otherwise. After watching this, can you disagree?
Oh please! With how bad shippers are, you should pick a more controversial hill to die on.
Anyway, we're calling it here. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, and this next time. And let us hear your thoughts on Spice Dog. So, till then.